What's going on, Jerome's Week 2 NFL action is in the books, and the Minnesota Vikings got it done at home against the San Francisco 49ers, allegedly one of the best teams in the National Football League. They were the cat's ass in a lot of power rankings. They were number one in a couple of them, even above the Chiefs, and the Vikings held firm on business. No problem, man. But, of course, the most accurate power rankings in the known universe, and if you disagree with any one of the rankings, you're wrong, comes out tomorrow. But some of the other jabroni outlets releasing theirs today. NFL.com hasn't released theirs yet. I think because they're scared. Because they know that they're going to jump the Vikings up from 22 to 21. Now, on one hand, who cares what the national media jabronis think, right? So their opinion is nada. But also, it's nice when your team gets a modicum of respect because it's so hard. It's like squeezing blood from a stone because the Vikings have been hated on for so damn long. Because we figured out the etymology of this, right? So chain of custody, thinking about, the Vikings losing 4 Super Bowls. They were the original Buffalo Bills before the Buffalo Bills. Carrot top with the Buffalo Bills helmet with the Kleenexes coming out of it. So the national media, chomping on their cigars and wearing the fedoras with a little press ticket in it. It was like, hey, sir. I don't know why he's W.C. Fields, but hey, well, we hate on the Vikings and we'll get some clicks. Well, clicks in like the 70s. All right. We'll get some reads. We'll get some views or whatever the hell they call it back then. And it's carried on through inertia. That's what happened, man. But ESPN. So last week, the Vikings were at 22, bumping up to 11. Can't even get top 10. Yeah. And then, so every week they do a whole thing about about various things about different teams. So most important backup role player, Jalen Speedy Naylor, yes. But the Vikings 2-0. CBS Sports have the Vikings all the way up at 5. Now, I respect the power rankings that are very fluid early in the season because there is a lot of movement because I feel like a lot of places are too stagnant in their preseason rankings and they're very slow to move teams up or down based on how they look because it's like, they were our preseason number 3. They can't fall down to 20 even though they're ass. Thank you. Can't do that, man. So I do respect rankings that call a spade a spade. Every season is a new season, man. But CBS Sports has the Vikings at 5. Up 13 spots from 18. Sling and Sam Darnold is making plays. Brian Flores is doing a great job with the defense. And Justin Jefferson is a game wrecker. Combine that with Kevin O'Connell as a head coach. And that's why they're 2-0. Correcto. I get like itchy when the national media makes good points. But I feel like CBS in general has been relatively fair to the Vikings over the years. The Athletic have the Vikings at 7. Last week they were 14. So they were ahead of the curve. Having the Vikings in the top half of the league even after beating the Giants, right? Vikings 2-0. Sunday beat San Francisco. Only Random Mouse and Justin Jefferson have had at least 30 100-yard receiving games in the first 5 games of their career. I'm guessing seasons. But that would be a record if Justin Jefferson had 30 100-yard games the first 5 games of his career. Jefferson 133 on Sunday. On the strength of a 97-yard touchdown catch. If he didn't get 100, that would be embarrassing after that play. But he left the game with what's called a little thigh bruise. It'll be fine. Quarterback Sam Darnold is hoping it's not serious in another attempt to fulfill the promise that got him drafted number 3 overall in 2018. Darnold's off to a good start. He's 5th in the NFL in pass rating of 111.8 and 9th in passing yards 476, according to True Media. Up next is the Texans. It's another big test for the Vikings. Next, Yahoo at 11. Last week they were at 20. There aren't many better coaching staffs in the NFL than the one in Minnesota. Kevin O'Connell has Sam Darnold playing at a level he never consistently reached before. Brian Flores' defense held the 49ers to 7 points through 3 quarters. Coaching matters, and that's why Minnesota is in first place in the NFC North. Boo! Because I don't think enough is made about the way that Flores' defense attacked one of the best offenses in the National Football League. Doesn't even matter that they didn't have McCaffrey, right? I think that McCaffrey might be a little bit washed at his age. Either way. Yeah. USA Today, Vikings at 7. Last week they were at 23. So again, USA Today, respect, because a lot of places would have just put the Vikings from 23 to up like 15, right? But again, it's hard to justify. A lot of these rankings had the 49ers last week at number 1, number 2, number 3. Then all of a sudden it's like, you beat the number 3 team in the league, we'll just bump you up a little bit, but respect for going all the way up to 7. They destroyed a bad team in week 1, then edged an excellent one Sunday. Edge, dominated in every single facet, handled their business, right? And if Aaron Jones didn't fumble at the 1, this is a different story. But old friend Danielle Hunter returns to the Twin Cities this weekend, and his Texans are sure to put the Vikings humming Sam Darnold to Justin Jefferson connection to the test. That's okay. Unlike the Bears, we'll remember to block Danielle Hunter. That's it. How do you... First off, he still looks weird in 55, but how do you not block 55? Or does Danielle Hunter just own the Bears like he has throughout the years? Also could be part of it. Sports Illustrated, number 9, Vikings last week, they're 18. Though it's early, the Vikings have a legitimate top 10 passing offense and a defense that has allowed fewer points than only the Steelers, which played the Denver Broncos, and the Chargers, which has played both the Raiders and the Panthers. So, yeah. Brian Flores is carving a pathway back to head coaching chair so far with a pair of memorable performances against great offensive minds. Although Tua may have poisoned that well, so who knows? But obviously, does any of this matter? No, absolutely not. But it is nice to see the Vikings get a modicum of respect. And by respect, I mean the national media just calling a spade, calling balls and strikes, man. And the Vikings, yeah, they got a couple big tests coming up. Texans, going to be tough. The greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers, whether Love plays or not, I mean, it's always in division, and it's always tough to get a win on the road, even though the Vikings put the bang thing on the Packers last year. Hey, remember when Jordan Love was asked, and then he became the highest paid NFL player ever based off of half a good season? Yeah. And then you got Aaron Rodgers and the Jets bringing decimation. The Jets' offensive line is bad. So, as much as a lot of people pissed and moan about the first 5 games, oh, it's the toughest in the league. Oh, 0-5. Oh, this and that. The team is playing tough-ass, sustainable football. And I don't even think it's rose-colored glasses. Yes, one game at a time, blah, blah, blah. But 4-1, 5-0, minimum start. It's possible. Certainly it's possible. This is a well-coached football team. This is a deep-ass defense. They got playmakers all over the place. Slinging Sammy Darnold's doing the thing. Offensive line is patching things together. So this could be a fun team. And like I said, what they're doing is replicable every single week. This is not a fluke. They're not flukes, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Take a look at various power rankings after week 2 NFL action. The Vikings just get a smidgen of respect. Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.